Hey, pre-weekly open, Sunday night for me. Um, we are going to look at high time frame levels on Bitcoin and Ethereum for plans for the coming week. Might take a look at dollar and SPX, but not too fussed. I think there's enough information on Bitcoin and Ethereum charts for us to um, have a clear idea of what we're looking for next. Now, let's clean this chart up. So we have weekly open was back there. Weekly open was back there, so we'll get rid of that. Delete. Monthly open, still relevant. Wait, just to double check. Is that no? That's not correct. So let's move the monthly open and add that on to March the 1st, which is there. Monthly open. Okay. So there's the monthly open. Are we going to get a retest of that? Have we put the high in? So normally, or the high or the low, normally at the beginning of the month, first week, we usually find our high or low for the month. So let's get rid of Monday high. We can leave that in there. We can change the name, which just because that was a nice range, and that is resistance. It's been tested. So resistance, support. We know that it was a really clean area of support. So we can continue to leave that there, because if we do make it back above monthly open, we'll know we'll be back in the range, and we can trade to the range high and within that until we break another level. So there's your SRs. There's the key SR. That can be dragged. Oh, what's going on? Sorry. Okay. What don't we need here? Last week's low might be resistance. Probably would be. I think I'm going to go for. I think I'm going to move that up. I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to move that up. Am I going to go there, or am I going to go for 3 touches? It's going to have to be there, I think. So that's a key SR, so key support level. I'm going to remove that one for the time being, and we're going to use this one. Get rid of that. Okay. So support, which is now resistance, gap. Wonder if it'll tag it. Now, what do we have on weekly? Weekly. It's no different to previous, is it? 2 candles. I mean, imagine there was a green one. You know, it could be a green week. Oh, at the moment we don't know. But what the only thing is really that matters to us at the moment is that on the daily, and I'm going to pull this level off. I'm going to remove these lovely little equal lows. and this one. And should I put that up there? No, that's good enough for me. And then what you have is, just move that one more time. My mouse doesn't work very well, sorry, that's why it's not as smooth as usual, but try my best. We'll fix that tomorrow. Let's get rid of that, get rid of that. So what we have now is that obviously that's going to come off as well. And then we have that in there, that's gone as well. And that in, no, we leave that as a good resistance. Now, we have a level of support which, regardless of what the market is, bullish or bearish, supports should, especially after big moves, support should hold, and resistances should hold. You know, even if you've had a big run up, no matter how bullish the market is, a resistance price point should find sellers. And this is the current one. Okay, this is the spike where the buying happened, sent the market up, inefficient move. We filled it to the downside. Now I'm wondering if we take a bid off this level into there. I think that might be the swing. I think we're going to come lower with this, the way this is closing. I think we're going to take these two lows out. So we're going to look for that on a short, low time frame level. But I want to post this as a long swing for potential for this week. So let me just level that up. Now there was one previously like this. Well, there's been a few. Now if you look back, we call it the stew candle now, I think. So that was similar to this one back here. There. Same. Okay. Even though the market crashed back down, supports happen. I mean, look at the state of that. Supports exist for a reason. But I step in, market gets sent higher. Is this the same? Is it going to linger on top of the level? Maybe. Is it going to take that low out? Maybe that would be a break in structure. It's a bit like the pullback here. You see, the pullback here had this cluster where price got sent higher, filled the gap back down, bounced, filled the gap back down. Are we going to go for another bounce? Which would be like that triple. I mean, to be honest, nobody, I don't care how good a trader they are, knows what's going to happen here. It's a very difficult situation to be in. Now, I think if I was going to take this swing, it'd have to be a little bit higher, so probably the monthly open to fill that gap up. And that could be a simple monthly open retest, lower high before lower prices. So that'll be the trade I'm looking to take on a swing basis. Now, if I drop that, is that going to be... Yeah, okay. So, this one is going to be posted now because it's a swing trade and I like that because it includes these lows getting blown out. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with the current high. To be honest, you'd like it to hold. Okay, so if we go, I think we might do a little gap fill, which I'll show you on the lower time frame in a moment. So if we've taken up all the highs this for now. That looks like it's going to push up, but I'm not convinced it is, and I'll explain in a moment. Now these lows here, I think they'll get tagged. So I'll bring in equal lows. And then this can be posted. Drop this to the lower time frame, and we are good. So what we're looking for on a swing basis is this level to be bought. It took out the lows over here, breaking structure, sent higher. Gap fill, just a little move up, a squeeze, seems reasonable to me, doesn't need to retrace the full move. Expect all of this cluster here to hold. Now we're looking for short-term trade into these lows with invalidation at this high. H1. Not going to get it on there, definitely not. But I was thinking more like, because you see there's this thin move down. I'm pretty confident that high will hold. So I think it'd be something like that. Just move into the gap and then break down. If I can just find this on a better time frame. Yeah, I think it's as simple as that. Just using the low. So all this just references is the high and this low, which you'd have marked that anyway with a level. So I'm going to be taking a short off this level, and we're targeting all these lows. So short and validation. I feel like the way that broke down was everything that happened. Bang, straight in, straight down. I think that broke the structure there as well. All the liquidity is there. One side's been taken out, and that is the shorts. Now the longs. So I'm going to look for the short scalp into there. I mean, it might go lower, but that's going to be the trade straight into them lows. Because at the moment, all we have to work with is this. Now, it's when we arrive at the higher time frame level, which is on the H1, that I will look for the swing. So let's get there. Sorry, my mouse. Let's post this. And then we'll be good to go to Ethereum, okay? So that's the short. We're looking for that gap fill into there, but with today's high to hold. Makes perfect sense to me for that to be a thing. Now, if you have any questions, please go ahead. I'm now going to move to Ethereum. Are we good? We're good to look at Ethereum? Yeah. So let's take a look at... they're in the channel. You mentioned, sorry, UTM, you just asked about the statistics. If you go and look at resources, it's in the channel. There's a big Excel file, okay? Ethereum. Now, this is the same, sitting on a big level. I'm going to bring that down to the next key low. How do I get rid of that one? Get off. There. So want this to hold, okay? Want this to hold. Not for new highs, just for a bounce. So that's where we are. I want this to hold for a bounce. I haven't actually got any key levels in there at the moment because we don't need any. We have taken out that high there. So I think the lows are going to go next. The lows are going to go next, and I think that'll be the second fill. But at the moment, same gap fill up to there. Oh, gap fill up to, well, lower first, down, up. And other than that, I don't have much else for Ethereum, but I know it's a lot cleaner. So let's go look a little bit lower. We can bring in all the key levels tomorrow. Same. Okay, that gap fill makes a lot of sense. This is a lot more flat than Bitcoin. See, Bitcoin looks like it's been walked up a little bit. This is kind of flat Ethereum. It's back in exactly the same range. Bitcoin's just a little bit higher. So if you see here, it didn't actually take any key lows out here before it moved up. So the key lows have held, and we're within there, which we were yesterday. Bitcoin is a little bit higher. You see, makes a difference because God, this mouse is doing my head in. Sorry, lads. But we were there yesterday and we're sitting on top of that now. So it is a little bit different. It's a little bit of a divergence. But I think Ethereum being flat and being the more favorable price action at the moment means there's still weakness. I think Bitcoin's being walked up, which normally, markets fill gaps. So I can imagine it's just nothing but more than a gap fill and then down. Just another dunk. So we're looking for that into there. You can take Ethereum or Bitcoin. It doesn't really matter. I think it's the same trade really. But again, nothing till tomorrow. But the same, look, that all this liquidity below these lows, that needs to go. And we're looking to be a buyer here. And I don't know whether I'm going to take Ethereum or Bitcoin. With the strength that Ethereum's been showing, it might pay off to just take both, see which one goes on a rip. Oh. But ultimately, we're at a big level of support. We've ranged, and we've got kilos that need to be taken out. So that's the plan. And until we get a fill, then a drop, we really can't do much else. That's as much as we can do with this price action. Questions? So straight into there. I'm going to take Bitcoin and Bitcoin only as on the short. Gap filled down. And then at the lows, I don't know what position I'll take. Don't know whether it'll be Ethereum or Bitcoin, but what I do know is it'll be a move up to there. And obviously, if that fails, I mean, if it just collapses through the level, then there's nothing we can do. It will be probably quite. I mean, be a big problem because it would then break structure. So if it breaks through, okay, I don't see that being just to cause a failure pattern to then go higher. Markets don't tend to need to do it like that way. If they can take people out in this range. They don't need to just chop every low on the market. It's similar to maybe something like, and I mean, firstly, the structure was broken over here. Yeah, this structure was broken. So that is actually a change in direction of the market. So I'm trying to stay with what I think the current trend is. That's down. This based, this is up. Now you don't need to just take the low out just for the sake of it. It's a bit like this low here. The key main low and saying, well, we need to take that out before we go higher. We don't and we didn't and it's not always the case. Supports should hold. There should be buyers if the trend is up. If it breaks, I think big problem. So if it does break lower, I think it's more likely sellers step in and you get more of a retrace back to old highs in here. So about 1400, 1350. Again, not major, $200 lower, but I think it would be a good thing if price went higher here, bounced off this level, filled the gap, then we'll decide what we're doing at that level, because we have key highs there and we could just get another lower high, and if we do, we'll short it and see what happens. But at the moment we're on top of support, so I have to look for a long. Okay, thanks for joining. Bye bye.